Well, great morning, everyone. So first thing this morning, I pulled cards, want to do an open read, and underneath of it all, it's all about, of course, Trump and the ongoing happenings. Outside influence is things moving rapidly when it comes to this ongoing fight, ongoing pushing of energy, and of course, wanting a victory. Okay? So the outside influence rapidly continuing the fight, wanting a victory. Now, of course, both sides want a victory. He wants a victory, but the people are, again, pushing for this. And this is not going to go away. So what we have, the readings about the swords, the truth, they're all coming out. And each one is more painful than the next. With it, he's out in the cold. When it comes to what evidence is coming forward and being put out there. Okay? So the energy coming into it, we have the Magatonian families. And they are feeling restricted, mentally restricted, because they keep saying, we want this to come out, we want this to come out. We've been, you've been saying you were going to put this out for years. And now that it comes time, it's not happening. It's not being put out. And so we have what's being hidden, and they're looking for a new action. Okay? So, again, the Magatonian families are feeling restricted when it comes to the hidden things, and they want to have it put out. They keep calling for this action to take place for him to, put out what they said they would. So what's going today? There's an agreement when it comes to the wealthy. They want this again put out. They want the light. We want the list. We want the information. Okay? They continue to push for it. And the Trump, of course, why do you want to listen to this? Why is this such a big thing? Epstein's long gone. Let it go. Nothing to see here. He was such a creep. Just let it go. He's gone now. So, all of his nonsense. Well, the challenge for him is to block it. And he's going to continue to go forward and try to abuse it. Okay, try to control it. Okay, he wants it blocked. The challenge is blocking it, going forward, controlling. Okay, but potential outcome is this concern, the nightmare scenarios. When it comes to all of the emotional drama that he's holding on to, that he's got out there, and again, wanting to repress this, wanting to repress it. So today, it's more of the same. More is going to continue to come out. More will come out. He's going to keep doing what he can to try to repress it, to try to skew the narrative. But Magatonians are not going to back off with this. They're going to keep pushing for it. They want this to be exposed. Now he says, just put out whatever's credible. There's a lot of fake stuff in that world, and it could ruin lives. So, we can't put that out on those people. So he wants to, again, get it skewed, get it manipulated, so that he comes out squeaky clean because we know what's in there. Okay? That could ruin lives, you know, all that fake stuff. Now he tries to say that Hillary made it, they put this out there, you know, yeah. Let's see, what is Trump's greatest fear with this? What is Trump's greatest fear? Yeah, controlling the action. Trump. With the harsh light of truth. Yeah, his greatest concern that this action is going to get put out there, the divine feminine, the one that doesn't play, that gets put out, okay? Because that would be the end of him. That would be the end of him. I want to know if all the truth will eventually come out. Will all the truth eventually come out? Moving forward. Okay, yeah. Not liking the harvest, the seeds planted coming to fullness harvest and being put out there. Okay, so eventually, it may not be in his administration, but eventually the truth is going to come out. We will get the truth. Is this going to be the catalyst that takes him out? Is this going to be the catalyst that takes him out one way or another? The concern, the nightmare. Now in this nightmare again, they're clutching their chest. Okay? Trying to get away with it. What's being held? Looking back on it. And what's being juggled. So this will keep preying on his mentality and also, again, circulatory system. Now, I was feeling before he may have some sort of a stroke or something to do with that, with his circulatory system, heart, you know, something, a stroke, it could be a stroke, it could be heart attack, it could be, you know, something to do with that. And then mentally, again, trying to get away with this, looking over his shoulders, trying to juggle this all the time. So it just feels like the nervous system and circulatory system are on overload. Totally on overload. So people are going to continue to push, and he's going to continue to try to keep it repressed. His great fear is that this is going to come out, that maybe Bondi or somebody is going to turn on him and put this out there. Okay. Maybe they're, you know, going to try to save themselves and, yeah. I asked what's going to happen with Bondi. Well, she's staying pretty, close to that. She had the invitation that she really loved. Okay, loved that invitation because this was her dream. Okay, but her dream is kind of a nightmare. That dream now has a big thing in the eye. Trying to control this alligator in her dream. So it's not going well, but she had that invitation and she was loving it, this dream to be large in charge and in power. Okay. My Lord. I asked about Kash Patel. Well, it says he's trying to balance what's being manifest when it comes to the mystery. So yeah, he's trying to balance, trying to juggle this stuff. He was going to let all this stuff out. So anyway, on that note, I'll leave that here. So more pushing is going on. And more, again, trying to skew the narrative and get them to look at anything else. He's getting very frustrated because he can't do that. He's telling them all to back off. Shut up, back off. Don't talk about this anymore. To his cadre, but this is not going to go away. The more he tries to repress it, the more it's going to amp up. Okay? The more it's going to amp up. Okay, I asked how this is going to eventually all come out. The action, it's the time. Diving into the time of the action with someone that's receptive to putting it out. And again, we have to have patience. Patience. Don't you? People hate that word, patience. I want it, and I want it yesterday. I don't want to have to wait, but it's saying, yeah, in time, this action, someone that's receptive to it will put it out. But we need to continue to be patient and hold on as this goes forward. So on that note, I'll leave that here. Today is Hogalishi Day today. And so I'm not going to read on too much today because I never know what questions he's going to ask, what's going to come forward. I don't want to inadvertently read on the same thing he's going to ask later today. So on that note, I'll leave that here. Thanks for tuning in. Much love and light to everyone, and we'll see you online.